This is what America tastes like. So I decided I have to make this drink since I always drink Crown Royal. I have a tendency of like making Jack and Coke type drinks with Crown Royal. I decided I have to start drinking Royal Crown Cola with Crown Royal in it and call it some crazy name like a Canadian Destroyer. But really it's just a Jack and Coke made with a Canadian whiskey and two products that names create sort of like an ambigram. He'll be like, what's a Canadian Destroyer? It's just a Jack and Coke, but made with Crown Royal and a Royal Crown Coke. Pussy talk that same shit from Yo Comparator. I'm sliding over cars while I shoot. Nah, but there's a real point to this, because I might take the other guys from the other side with my guys and get busy. Put 2 shots in his friends? I ran down in my Timbs? Do you? I go in, shoot shit, Jeremy Lin? Shiesty ain't gay, he just went to Vegas. I've been thinking about that for a minute. I've been thinking about like, yo, the most disrespectful one. I might go and blow New Jersey up. Don't seem like he from Patterson. Think about like, yo, the most disrespectful one. Like, don't even realize how close he probably could get to him. But ain't no. I ain't threatening nobody. Pop still got mob ties with them wise guys down in Newark. Need you to come in this room real quick. We gotta ask you some questions. I'm running people down in their groups. I enjoy large gatherings. I don't think I'm Tom Cruise, but I know I'm Johnny Cage. If Johnny Cage could play guitar and rap. And you know what the irony is like Johnny Cage is like, if you look at how Johnny Cage is living, he's not really living like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is living way nicer. Like, people actually kind of are like forced to have to respect Tom Cruise. Oh, Scientology. Sorry, I've been sick. That was my psychic. Like, Johnny Cage, I don't think ever put out a Top Gun. He never put out a Risky Business. I don't think anything Johnny Cage put out was, like, it's like what I say about my music. I'm like, they won't play my music on the radio. Not my rap shit, because they know it will inspire a mass. Not they know, but they feel like it would. Everything I rap about is just streets, hood shit. Like, I will honestly sit here and say, Rollo is a much more like, I would let my kid listen to Rollo. I'll let my kid listen to some of my shit. But Rollo is a much more positive role model, more positive message, a more positive rapper than anything I rap about. Rollo really rap about violence like if he was Malcolm X. Like, listen, I'm only using violence if you're trying to kill or rob me. I talk about just spraying the corner cause the ops, they was outside. Now they're not. Like, I would let my kid listen to Rollo. My kid also don't understand the real life shit behind some of the shit that I'm saying. Or the context in which I'm talking about doing something to somebody that I would do if I had to. You know, it's entertainment. Trust me. If they had anything, they would have made a case by now. They would say, he rapped about it. I'm a tax-paying member of society. Tax-paying functional member of society. Uncontrollable behavior with some psychopathic tendencies. That's my job. Like John F. Kennedy on ecstasy. Like John F. Kennedy on ecstasy. Can't you see the resemblance here? Plugged In with the Cartel is brought to you by Aaron Hernandez. What a legend. By ESP, LTD, ESP2, Horizon, whatever else they're going to give me a brand partnership with. And by the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Because every time he got in the ring, he proved to every Hulk Hogan out there, your steroids and gym doesn't mean shit if you have cocaine and speed. Now back to the show. I decided to bring this back just because I feel like with the current presidency going on, I've said this before, I don't like or dislike Trump. But I know with him in office, the cartel is going to be a very hot topic. And so I said, shout out Eric Bischoff, man. He did some real bad shit for WCW, but he taught me a lesson I will never forget because it's worked for me forever. Why do you think they fucking started saying I was on meth? And I literally paid fucking money to make Ice Lord, all one word with a capital L in the middle of it, my legal government name. Controversy creates cash. Cocaine creates cash. Cocaine creating controversy creates a lot of cash. And crack. And that's why they don't want you to find out about Iran-Contra. You ever notice how Iran-Contra, no matter where you look it up, it is purposefully, it's like the movie Signs. It's like, people have said the movie Signs or the movie Inception is really hard to follow. You have to watch it like 3 times before it makes sense. The Matrix is kind of like that. It's like, it's intentionally designed to be, well, we declassified it. You understand? I did a whole college paper. This is why I said, nah, fuck college. Streets. I made $200K. But, I did a college paper, a 35-page essay on some goddamn Iran-Contra. Got everything down pat to point. I'm like, okay, this I know is how it happened. I presented to my writing class. I walked out of that writing class after I got my grade. When I came back a few classes later, I skipped that class the entire rest of the semester. Dropped like fall semester. Listen, I hold a multicolored flavor gap. If you lack, then keep the chisel in the book. That's what a jail will tell you. But I make it back. That with all this controversy surrounding the cartels now, with who we have as president, setting the precedent, this will get a lot of popularity. And because I'm not doing anything illegal, but the name is going to become so controversial, it's going to create cash. That's why this has always been, if you notice, I do a lot of like passion projects over here. I've got like 4 different series that have gotten to like series 3 or 4, and I just stopped. I'm like, I'll wait, I'll do another one later. And then like a lot of those series relate to specific things happening in current events, and if those things aren't happening, I can't do that series. Is it racist being one of those series? I'm still gonna do that DP3224 series because I feel like that's important, like really needs to be out there as a marker, because even when I'm gone, I know there will be people trying to use these machines to rap, not realize how easy it is to put together a good track on these machines. Because it took me literally doing 4 full fucking 15 to 20 song albums before I realized, wait, if you do 99% of the work on there and just export through Audacity, it comes out sounding kind of like Pro Tools. Learn how to auto punch. That is the key word. So I realized the other day, I gotta do that. I gotta just leave that there for the generations to come, because that will be something people will, it's such a niche thing. There's like 4 different channels that do nothing but digital Porta Studio stuff, but none of them focus on rap. They either focus on the, like, it's like one's run by this like autistic seeming black guy who does nothing but focus on the technical aspects and shit. He never really shows you how to do any of the shit he's talking about. He does, but he doesn't connect in a way that I know I would. And there's nobody who does it and focuses it on a rap application. There's certain people who have done what I've done where they're like, listen, like their whole, they don't have a series dedicated or a channel, but they have like they'll have like a video or two where they're like, listen, I use this for rapping, this is how you do this. Like there was some Christian rapper I seen who showed me how to do it. But even those videos are so far and few between, and they're basically only explaining how the copy and paste works. So like yesterday, it really hit me. That needs to be a series I start doing now, because that will be a huge part of my legacy without me even meaning to use it that way. I know I'm a big part of the reason you can still get Tascam DP32s and 24s. And I've noticed since I've started using them, and this could also just be because now they're about to phase out, the price has gone up. The prices have actually doubled since I bought my DP32. When I got my DP32, it was $329 on Black Friday. Right now, they're $699. And that's post Corona beer. That's post Shiesty in the air and all that. That's post Ukraine already. I got it for $329 with headphones, everything. The weird thing about the headphones is they don't like working with it, but they'll work with everything else totally fine. It's the fucking weirdest shit, and I don't like it. So, I'm going to take this channel basically in the same direction it's been going, but I realized today, you know, I'm really gonna focus on guitar shit a lot, because I sat down with myself. I had a little not reality check, because like a reality check to me is you had a grand mal seizure because someone sold you bad acid, you almost died, and thank God your mom knew what a seizure sounded like because she used to work in the ICU where you wound up about 20 minutes after. The whole world looks like the Matrix. I was looking at my brother Trell. This shit looked like lines of code. It was the weirdest shit. Apparently while I was seasoned, I fucking opened the sliding door, shut it, locked it, got in the shower, turned the shower on all the way hot. Like, my right ear is Mick Foley because of this shit. It is crazy glued from here down to here. When I first came out of it, it took 20 times. Literally, it was 17. If it hits 20, usually they keep you overnight. It was like the 17th or 18th time. It was like right before that point. They said for like the 17th, 18th, you had a seizure. I'm like, I had a seizure. He's back, yay! You know, and meanwhile, like cops are looking around my room, like finding scales, finding a whole bunch of like shit they really can't do nothing about. But like, cause they didn't see no straight up drugs nowhere. There were drugs in the room, but they couldn't search. They could search what was in the immediate vicinity. And so luckily they were like, I can remember just like coming out of it. They're like, don't touch that. As I started to right here, it's crazy glued. I see a cop with like this. There's a police just like, when I come to, that's like the first thing I see. Before I even see the EMTs or anything, I try to reach for my ear. They said, don't try to touch that. I just see a cop like this. Torture, vice grips, pliers, man. Send him to a higher man. Move like a lion through the jungle, because there is none higher than me. Don't slip up and wind up in the lion's den. So basically, I realized, like I sat down with myself the other day, and I was like, you know, you could really get where you want to get probably pretty soon and pretty easily if you just really buckle down with the guitar shit and doing it the way that you really want to do it and putting the effort in to creating something unique, cleanly put together, and cleanly put together in a way that no one else is putting it together currently. Like, I waited and waited. I done ran out of patience. I left my ops slow dancing with Satan. That's why I'm with Jesus. That's why I'm a Christian now. Trying to survive on 95. But anyway, so yeah, like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I sat down with myself. I said, really, there's a couple different ways you can go here. You keep going the way you've been going, you're gonna get there eventually. You'll be at the point Sly at probably when you Sly age. And there's nothing wrong with that. You'll probably be there a little bit earlier maybe, but you'll get there in roughly like 10 years at the rate that you're going doing the shit that you're doing. Because the way you do it is in a niche way, but it does have a mass appeal to it. It's just you would have to put a Young Thug video out, like a video of that caliber or better, for every video. And with some of the shit you talk about, that's just not possible. Not because you're not good enough, but because they suppress a lot of what you say, unless it just so happens, see, especially now. See, that's why I really think the new CEO did some fucking, like Wack 100 said about some Trump, man. He did some shit about the fucking homepage. I don't mean that with no disrespect, except to the YouTube CEO. I don't mean that with no disrespect, no black people, no Chinese people, no nobody except the YouTube CEO. He did some real stupid shit, bro, and he did it personally, I feel like, to attack me. I don't know. Maybe she wouldn't fuck on him when he worked at YouTube or something, so like, he really hated on me because he knew she wanted to fuck on me or something. I don't know. I don't know this bitch. I don't know this YouTube CEO either. But it just was, if even my subscribers, that's not even an if. My subscribers can even tell the policy changes, the way that the shit with the homepage works now, the fact that you now made it so the only thing that'll get exposure is shorts. And I have had a long history of not doing shorts, which I'm now exploiting because I know you thought I had a certain pattern of behavior, but old dogs change whatever the fuck. Old dog learn new tricks all the time. It's because they old dog change their stripes all the time. And that makes no sense. It's not what you meant to say. That's the thing, man. You get older, you learn more and more shit. And some of this shit, because it's kind of the same shit, just in two different ways, get mixed up. And that's what Alzheimer's is. Nah, you just gotta realize when you're doing it. When Alzheimer's happens, when people be like, they'll say that shit, and then they won't even realize they said that shit. They won't even realize they said something that people don't have to be saying. And then they'll say it again and again and again. Be like, oh dog, don't change your stripes. Oh dog, don't change your stripes. Like that's a saying or something. And watch, at this rate, one of these times it's gonna catch on as a saying because of someone with Alzheimer's getting two sayings confused into one. It's like when I used to talk to my grandma, I used to fucking, like she would be talking about some shit that really happened. And she always thought a ghost came in her room at night. And then she started talking about some shit that really happened again. And then you could tell she's like fusing whatever she watched on TV last week into what she's talking about that's really going on. Like not like it's in a way where it's subtle and you'd have to have seen what she was watching on TV, or like you'd have to have like either watched it with her, then you'd really know. That was how we first started catching on, because like she lived with us for a short period of time, and like there's a couple times where we was like, no, half that shit you saw in that whatever the fuck Matlock or whatever you was watching last week, that's from that episode. Like, no, that didn't happen. Grady, that did not happen. So, side Bishop. But like I said, Gary Webb broke the news. He must not know because he broke the rules. But anyway, so I realized with what you really want out of this music shit, with your connection to Ricky Ross, and by that time period, you know, it was 1988, so I stopped pushing the weight. But anyways, I realized, like, I literally had to sit myself down and have real heart-to-heart with myself. Like, my heart had an inception. And I said, you know what? You still gonna be the same motherfucker you was when you was rapping. You put 4 albums in. 4 you got a bigger catalog with more quality than some rappers who already made it. I remember Walker Flogger in here cut told me, it's not what you know in the rap is, it's who you know. It's like prison. And I know that with rock music, it's very similar, but the difference is everyone's a rapper now. But not everyone can play the guitar. And nobody plays the guitar. So I realized, I said, you know what? And I started looking at the ratios of shit. I said, if you just go full force with the guitar shit, like what do you really want out of this music shit? You want a fucking lifetime supply of free fucking ESPs, Ibanez's, and Jacksons. You want to be able to tell them, no, I want this to be the guitar. And I know I can get there within 3 years at this point. I will get there before the age of 35. With a fuck ton of heroin and cocaine and the CIA. So, if you smoke crack at some point, the cocaine was in my head. Getting the chopper. Gary Webb. My connection to Ricky Ross. We spoke with Ronald Wilson Reagan behind closed doors. But yeah, see, AI, listen, AI, that's what you allowed to make. Not this, no. With that right there, you can only make songs that you know no human is gonna sit there and write passionately like that. No human's making a whole song about that. They might make, like, reference that or something. There's no human who's making a whole song about that. You can make songs about that shit, AI, because that shit be hitting. I want to send this out to that woman with HIV. I hope you make it. I want to send this out to them people doing 30, 40 years, fighting life sentences. Life sentences. I hope you make it. Yeah, Innocence Project, all that, level 4, or else they might escape. So I realized, on top of that, it's like it's a more obtainable goal. I stand out more in that, especially being a ghetto motherfucker I am, bro. It's almost like the Ace Combat thing. There's a million rappers just like me who walk like me, talk like me, and just don't give a fuck like me. But how many guitarists is like that? Anyone who would do rock music in the way I do it walks around looking like a vampire. I would be such a different to what the status quo was, in a way that was sort of like how Andrew WK came out, but like it'll be in such a way that I know I'm needed right now. I know I would get a push without even trying to look for a push. I know by the like view ratio that just the covers I do, if I really get this shit to do this shit the right way that I'm gonna do it, you gonna see it by next year. I'm gonna be playing a Viper Room. So that's really what you gonna see. I'm gonna still drop rap shit, cause ain't no MGK shit. I'm still drop rap shit, but it's gonna be when I wanna drop it. You know, it was really, I dropped that last shit. I seen like, okay, it slowed down. Okay? And that was the sign. It was like, just do that guitar shit. You keep doing that guitar shit, you don't even got recorded professionally. Just do that shit you've been doing. After like a year of that, you'll have enough subscribers to where when you start doing it professionally, that shit gon' bing. You might even on some Oliver Anthony shit, just having to go viral off one of the shit you doing here in my garage. Lamborghinis, knowledge, Hollywood Hills. It's not professional, man. Ain't no hating me. Read or die. Free Ric Flair, free Oli, free O, free Main Man. Fuck the feds for framing his ass. I hope you make it. Free Boozy, I'm out there, bitch. BG home, Rollo free.